Okay, right, let's go and plonk that down, and then we will have our maiden voyage, I dare say. Okay, now I'm going to stop that video right there in its tracks and interrupt myself by telling you that that video was recorded upon the end of the last video, so I sort of recorded them both together, in other words, and it was an complete and utter disaster. The maiden voyage of the Cloud of Devastation transpired to be about as successful as the maiden voyage for the Titanic. It really wasn't good. First of all, I got the ratios wrong between the air balloons and other blocks, which meant the darn thing wouldn't take off. So I had to go and make more air balloons, but then I ran out of string, so I had to spend about 4 million years hunting spiders and getting string from them, which I eventually managed to do. Then to make some more air balloons, then to finally get the darn thing flying, then to realise I hadn't got anything to colour the camouflage by. So then I spent another gazillion bajillion years trying to get stuff for the camouflage things to fly, which in actual fact did render some success because I cut down all the cactuses at the farm, and turned out in actual fact I think I've got most of it in the ME. I can show you this right now, but there was an absolute ton in there. It was way more than it looked. So let's have a look. Yeah, 147 cactus just from in there, which was absolutely fantastic. So that was a success. But then eventually, after making all of that and all of that and all of that, we finally got some things ready and got to getting the thing taken off. So I eventually flew it over somewhere and then thought to demonstrate the effectiveness of the camouflage, only to then realise that the camo blocks don't actually work on the map, so the whole thing was redundant and pointless, and the previous 8 years of Minecraft had been for nothing, because it felt like 8 years hunting cactus and spiders and goodness me, what else what. So, yeah, and then Minecraft broke and we couldn't do anything, so, yeah. Bit of a disaster all in all, and I thought it wasn't a disaster in the haha look at the failure disaster. It was just a disaster in the oh my god, this is such a disaster, if that makes sense. So I thought I wouldn't bore you with that footage. You, my friends, are too good for that. That video was not worthy of the lovely support that you've been giving this series. Thank you ever so much for that, by the way. But hopefully this video might just have one shred of success, and we might actually be able to get even just a little bit of something done. Now, let me show you, because I've changed the design for the Cloud of Devastation, because obviously the camo blocks don't work anymore, but it was still a good thing that we bought them, because there's something else that we're going to move on to, which we could use them for in a second. But the Cloud of Devastation at the moment, I actually think looks a bit better. If we just go over here, here it is there. And I think that from if we just press X and look at the map, it actually does look a bit like a cloud, kind of, a bit very slightly. Don't you think? Yeah, it does. Please just say it does. Please just say it does. Yes, it does. I think that looks reasonable. Reasonable, yeah. There's some zombies there. Someone must have killed a zombie. Zombie brains. Yum, 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 yum. I might eat them. This is my eat nominate, yo. Oh, I can't eat them. I've got full hunger. Right, so should we give this one a fly? Because it definitely works. Unfortunately, I haven't parked it very well, so I'm going to have to jump into the sea here, and then swim round, and then jump on the ship marker. I also put the ship marker on backwards originally, so that didn't work either. Right. Ah, there we go. Okay, so we're on board. As you can see here, we've got a chest here, which can't be opened. There's nothing in it at the moment anyway. What it did house was the different coloured walls that I was going to decorate the camouflage with, but that's just going to now be a bombs chest. And here is our bomb bay. Obviously, the bomb will be placed there. It will then be activated via the button and drop down and cause havoc, death, and fury upon our foes, which is quite good. Anyway, let's give it a fly, shall we? So, very simply, it works an absolute charm, doesn't it? I think so, anyway, and I mean, I know it goes invisible on the map whilst you're in it, but then if we just sort of let it, oh, are we getting high enough? Are we getting airborne enough? It appears that we are. Okay, so if we just let it go there, it does look like a cloud a bit, very slightly, sort of, doesn't it? Very. Use your imagination and it looks like a cloud, everyone. Okay, there we go. But yeah, it works reasonably well, I think. In actual fact, what I'm going to do now is just, well, one, I'm going to slip into creative mode, and you'll see why in a second. Two, I'm going to turn this ghastly rain off, and what I'm going to do is just hop down here, and then we can see, as our foes look at it, that's, yeah, it looks reasonably like a cloud. In actual fact, let's fly it up a little bit more, just so we get the full picture of the last thing our enemies are going to see. Let's just pop that up there. Oh, raising. It doesn't raise very quickly. But yeah, I'm much happy with the Cloud of Devastation as it is now. It really was a hideous thing in the episode that you will never see. We'll call it the damned episode, shall we? Honestly, I know one or two of you might be, oh, but it would have been We'd have liked to have seen it anyway. No, you wouldn't have. It was utterly sugar honey iced tea. It really was rubbish. Speaking of sugar and tea, I've got a cup of tea here, and I'm going to drink some whilst we're raising up. Oh no, I've spilt it, and then it's gone and stuck to my desk. Hang on. I'm going to have to try and wiggle it, because if I pull it, tea's going to go everywhere. Ah, got it. Okay, there we go. Ouch, it's too hot. I burned my tongue. What? Okay, that's a bit of a disaster. Right, anyway, there we go. Okay, so we are up at this height. This is 156. This could be reasonably the height we could expect to be viewing this at. So then we got our foes down here. That does look reasonably cloudish, doesn't it? I'm quite pleased with that, I must say. Right, now let's pop that back. Now, in actual fact, I'll go back up in Lumpy and bring it down later. We don't want to see me fly all the way up and get it back down. Right, let's switch back into normal non-cheaty mode, shall we? Cheat mode, recipe mode, there we go, cracking. Now, how does it work then? Well, you could probably work out how it works, because obviously it's got its hole there, and I have explained how it works, but would you like to see it in action? I think you would. Now, for this, I'm going to slip into a single-player world, because I can only really demonstrate it with big bombs, because, as I said, the little bombs, their fuse time isn't big enough to hit the ground. And I don't really want to use one of my only 2 nuclear bombs on a demonstration. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to kill this spider first. What I'm going to do is slip into a single-player world where I can use all the nuclear bombs in the world. And then hopefully we can see how it works in its full glory. But what I will do first, just quickly, is eat a bit of pork, but that wasn't the thing. I'm going to have a look and just see if we've got just a little bit more uranium, because we were very close to be able to make our second bomb. We just needed, I think it was 3 more bits. And let's hope and pray that we actually have achieved that amount of uranium, which I think might be a reasonably good move. Let's have a look down here. So we had 5 bits, and we've got 2 bits! No way! We've still got a good amount of hexafluoride, so I dare say we'll get that 3rd bit that we need in there. And I think we've got 5 bits in the ME, so that equals 8, and that's fantastic. Right, anyway, to the single-player world. See you in a minute, guys. Okie dokie, my dear fellows, welcome to the testing world. This is just a very quick sort of version of the Cloud of Devastation that I've whipped up. As you can see, it's not quite as good, it's a little bit smaller. There's one there that I already did. Right, but let's demonstrate to you how this thing's all going to go. So let's say we're going over Winterly Rock, as an example. I'm popping over Winterly Rock, they're all like, oh, look at that cloud, isn't it amazing? But death's about to come to them, and it can't be in the form of TNT, because if you observe, it's simply, oh, let's watch that. Look at that, it explodes before it hits the ground. That's what I meant by the fuse times. So we get some nuclear explosives which have a much larger fuse on them. And if we just fly back up here, whoops-a-daisy, through the hole. That's what she said. If we just pop that down there and then watch this. We're at level 213, by the way, so this is much higher. I haven't actually tried it this high yet. It works at 200. Oh, fingers crossed. Haven't seen anything. There was an explosion. And there it is. Look at that. On the map it shows up at least. Anyway, let's have a go down here. We should see a crater. There we go. Look at that. So that's how devastation's going to happen. I don't think Winterly Rock could withstand 2 of them. And, you know, we could possibly even, well, one of the big things I want to... Oh, there were some pigs caught up in that demonstration. But yes, back to the multiplayer world, whilst I explain that I'm going to go for... What am I explaining? Yes, hopefully I can upgrade them into antimatter. That's what I was trying to get out of my gob. Because antimatter has an even larger fuse, an even larger crater, and here we are back. So that was, yeah, there we go. So that's how the whole bit of thing is going to work. Obviously, I'll reland that back in off camera. But today, well, for the rest of the episode, I would like to make use of that camouflage stuff that we used last time and create a little spy den. We'll take 3 stacks to do the job and create a little spy den by that suspicious looking portal. I still haven't got my armor back from Wayland, which is annoying, so I'm gonna have to go there naked. But I said, well, we could just run there via our portal, but I think the quickest way is going to be via the nether portal, because if we go in and then go back out, then it should work. So in here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create, as I kind of touched on in last episode, just a very little sort of Sentry-based type thing, where I think Glamon was the volunteer to go. He can sit there unseen and just note who comes in and out and then find stuff out. Right, we back here? Here we are. Okay, this is good. It's getting dark. Okay, right, so where might... Oh, good grief. Where might be good just to place a little spy bit? It's going to really want to be somewhere hilly. Here seems to do the job nicely. Okay, right, here it is. This will do. Okay, right, now let's just pop that there. Okay, that's going to be good. It's not going to be very comfortable, unfortunately, for Glamon, but anyway, He's there to do a job, so he's not there for comfort. Right, now, if we were to just... Where's our camouflage gone? There we go. Still got my hazmat stuff on me. All right, please no creepers today either. Oh, whoops-a-daisy. Let's pick those torches back up. Right, now, if we bring it round here like so, is this going to look natural? Making it look natural is the aim of the game here. Oh, good, no! Camouflage stuff isn't going to work. I'm dumb. I need one-way glass, don't I? Oh, for goodness sake, of course I do. Okay, well, it works, so I think that looks reasonably natural. If we just, we just switch that, and that. I reckon that's... I don't reckon anyone would suspicionize that, but unfortunately, it has to be one-way glass. I'm silly for not remembering that. And that's fact, yeah. I don't think you're getting a good shot of anything down here if you're dear old Glamon, unfortunately. So, Right, well, we're going to have to head back and just have a quick look at making one-way glass. Oh, that was rather wrong of me. Right, let's have a look now. I can hear a spider, and I'm going to hope it's not going to go for me. As I say, get out of it, you blooming face poo. Right, we'll be able to use that camouflage for something else anyway. Right, now, one-way glass. One-way... Is it in here? Glass would probably be a better one to type in. Glass! One-way glass. There we go. Okay, so we need camouflage paste and normal glass. So camouflage paste... Oh, good grief. Okay. Very, very, very different from the last one. We need lots of dyes, lots of inks, lots of lapises. Well, we've got a load of lapis, haven't we? We do, and we just surround that in dirt, apparently, and that makes camouflage paste. Okay, well, I don't think that should take more than a couple of seconds to just quickly whip up. Sorry about this, I thought the camouflage blocks would work, but apparently they don't. Anyway, this is a very important mission here, because I would like to get eyes on Finbar and work out where he is sooner rather than later. Oh, no, this isn't going to work, is it? Of course not. We need to... This is going to just put us right back there, isn't it? Okay, right, we're going to have a fade to black here, guys. When it fades back into the video, you'll never guess where we're going to be. We're going to be back at base! See you in a minute. Okay, so we're finally at home, and it really is a glorious sight walking in through the main gates, isn't it? It's, well, certainly when the palace, etc. is going to be finished, and that'll be great. Anyway, let's continue on through here. Now, as I was walking, chaps, I did have a think about what we could do with this camouflage, because there's a way, I think you need to spanner it or some description, but there's a way to use it. Oh, sorry, the turrets are so loud! I'll turn that down in editing, but I have just been deafened. But yes, what I'm going to do here is, with the camouflage, you can make it so that you can run through it. You may have seen it in previous videos or stuff, or certain things. But basically, I'm going to create a massive lava pit or something that I can surround that portal in. And that way, if we do confirm that it's enemies using it, then we can, cause them a bit of havoc there, which is quite nice. Okay, so let's do that. Anyway, so we're going to make some camouflage paste first, aren't we? So for that, we need some dirt, which we happen to have on us. I've already forgotten the recipe. It was dirt. Oh, goodness me, there's a lot of things to do. Camouflage paste, glass. Camouflage paste and glass. Oh, goodness me, look at that. You're getting more glass for your buck there, which is a good thing to do. All right, so the camouflage paste, it was cocoa beans, any dye, any ink sac. Or bone meal. We could use bone meal as well. Okay, all right. Well, let's have a look at everything we've got here. Let's have a look at dyes. We have no dyes. Bone meal or bones. We've got 102 bones. Oh, we could just make some bone meal there. That's good. Then we could also... What else can we do? I think I might have some cactus green cooking up as well if we want to use that.